How about those Chiefs?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insights? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com. For all your news sources, all your information, all the written content, go to ChiefsBlitz.com. Check us out at YouTube at Chiefs Blitz, Twitter at Chiefs Blitz, Facebook at Chiefs Blitz. We're pretty much everywhere at Chiefs Blitz. And with that said, I'm your host, Nick Athan, along with my producer, Mr. Hense Todd, with Bowtie Sports. Check out their show every Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock. On their YouTube channel at Bowtie Sports. And before we talk about one of my favorite things in the Chiefs history, we're going to talk first about my very good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes, with the Eric Haynes Group. For those that don't know it, this is the first time you've heard it. Eric Haynes is one of my best friends on the planet. He's also one of the best real estate people I know, and also one of the best people that I know. And a few months back, well, actually a lot of months back, about 9 months when we moved back to the Midwest, I said, hey, we're going to buy a house. You're going to help me out. And he said, great. And we started Chiefs Blitz. He said, what can I do to help you? And he became a sponsor. So when you get to work with your friends and you get to work with people that you respect and trust, that makes a world of difference, especially when you're trying to buy a house in the crazy markets that we have today in the Kansas City area. So give Eric Haynes a call if you're looking to buy or sell a house at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com. And again, if you're looking for someone you can trust, who's going to walk you through the entire process, please, just even if you're considering it, maybe you just want to know what your house might be worth, give him a call. Eric Haynes, 816-729-3785.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. We should call it the Kareem Show instead of Chiefs Who, because he keeps winning. Anyway, joined by
that segment.
Yeah, we're joined by
Shout
the
out
other senior
Kareem.
member, Mr. Lou Montagna, and Coach Andre Tillman. There he goes. Nice.
That's right.
Does Andre have any music yet?
Baseball players have their walk-up music. I got Dean. That's right.
And of course, Coach Andre Tillman. Again, check out his show every Saturday, 1 o'clock Central Time.
He's got the Tinder look today.
He does, man. Look at him. Look at that.
No
hat today.
No hat
looks
today.
Nice, man. He's clean. It looks like he trimmed the beard a little bit too.
I did. Absolutely.
Ladies, keep those comments clean.
Man, if you want to comment, I'm gonna keep my reaction clean. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
I'll tell you that. All right.
Nice. Hey, before we get started, I got to say something. Wednesday's show was the most fun I've had on the show since we started. For whatever reason, it was just so much fun. We had no idea what we're going to do when we started the show.
It was
Freestyle.
Thunder.
Pretty much just the way it is every day. Again, if you haven't checked us out, we're a little different. We're really literally just four guys in a bar that like each other.
Literally.
And we talk about everything. There's no subject in which we don't talk about. And that's what friends do. And that's what guys in the bar do and girls in the bar do as well. And I don't want to discriminate here. But for the people that are logging on for the first time or the second time, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our goal is 1,000 before we get to the first game of the regular season. Now, I'd kind of like it to be training camp, and there will be a surprise when we hit 1,000, as long as we hit it within our goal.
That's right.
So we will share that surprise down the road.
Yeah,
but
get those vocals ready. I'm trying to tell you.
We'll see.
Clear that throat. Get them vocals ready.
We'll see. The guys are trying to get me out of retirement.
I didn't think you
retired. To perform on the show.
Little hiatus.
Yeah, it's been a long hiatus. Absolutely. I think I shared some pictures of my old rock and roll days. But anyway, guys, it's great to have you. Great to see you again. And here we are on a Friday. Who knows what's going to happen?
On a sweet Friday. Let's get it. Oh, somebody. Uh-oh. I can't hear somebody.
What's that?
Singing Art
Me,
Kelly.
I was like, what?
Oh, I know it's somebody.
He unmuted everybody else.
Yeah, he finally got muted.
I'm babysitting dogs, and the dogs are in here, so
That's all right.
I had to tell them be quiet.
You got Chucky back there. He'll put him in the right place.
You know what you got to do, Hense, is put the camera on the dogs. Put the camera on the dogs and start barking at them, and you'll see like some of the craziest reactions from a dog you'll ever see.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a real question about animals. Who's smarter, dogs or cats?
Dogs. And those start stuff to catch people.
I can't say anything in this category, guys. I'm sorry.
I guess you can train a dog. I don't know if you can train a cat.
I guess dogs got better senses than. I guess dog got better senses.
I had a friend who trained a parrot to poop in the toilet.
Wow.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Interesting.
Didn't flush, but
just to see if he could do it.
Flew around the house and she pooped in the toilet.
Ruben said dog. He said the dog.
I kind of think I probably tend to agree with Ruben.
Yeah, I think dog. I think I rather have a dog though. I think a dog is more like they let you know what's going on. Enemy, bad spirits. I would say dogs can sense spirits, and that's what you want. You want anything bad vibes, anything bad. You go on a date. Dog can sense a woman. Dog can sense red flags in a woman before we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I can be a dog. I can be a dog all day, man.
Oh, good.
Dre know about my dog.
Something's wrong with his dog.
What kind of dog? First, before we start the show, what kind of dogs do you have?
I have American Bully, and she's like an XL, like the big size. Her daddy was very huge. He was called Hulk. Yeah, if you look him up, he was. So
does he or she look like UGA?
I don't know who that is.
The mascot at Georgia, UGA.
No.
I mean.
Wait, that's a bulldog, though.
Yeah, that's a bulldog.
But the neck of that.
I thought you said American Bulldog.
American Bully.
Hey,
what's that?
But the neck of that dog is thick.
It looks like a pit bull, but it's not a pit bull.
Okay.
But then I have my wife have a teacup Chihuahua.
Oh boy, that's a
perfect pairing.
So, do we have any ragdoll moments between the two dogs?
Oh yeah. Every goddamn morning, it's at 6 a.m. If somebody walk past the little one cage, she like to get very rowdy.
Oh, hey, why is the little dogs always vicious? Why are the little Chihuahua, little mean dogs always vicious? Like,
man. I'm like, Jesus,
they got a lot of bark to them. I'm like, I just look at them like, what's wrong with this dog, bro? Like, why is it bark?
It's a defense mechanism, you know. I mean, they got that little Napoleon complex. They gotta scare you. They gotta scare you somehow
until that bird in the sky come down. Anybody with a small dog, do not take them to the park unsupervised because them hawks will come and snatch your dog up. Hey,
that's what happened. That funny story. That's what happened to my wife dog. She was outside. She had her little overalls on and her little straw head.
Right.
She had a straw head on, and she was on the top of the deck, and this hawk came down and swooped and grabbed the dog.
Wow!
And, she was dangling in the air. He almost got off, but the my dog, the big dog, jumped and knocked the hawk down.
Nice.
I said, you can't never disrespect Bella, that's her name, the big dog.
That dog bites
little dog.
Just a disclaimer for everybody: no animals were hurt in this discussion. So let's just put it out.
I like that. Hey, let Bowtie tell it. He would love for Bella to bite the hawk's head though.
Too bad you didn't get a video of that. That would have been great. That would have been viral. Yeah.
No, I got the video. I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna send it to the group. Yeah, I got the video. But
make sure you copy Isaiah Bugs.
Yeah. Oh, boom. Where's the drum thing?
Pum. Is that too soon? Sorry.
Yeah, he's in a little deep doo-doo.
But again, man, remember
we might talk some football today. So just that was a hard left, maybe a little too hard. Sorry, Isaiah, but
too hard left. Yeah,
it's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there. Remember the late Lenny, Nick's favorite quarterback besides Patrick Mahomes. As you can see in his background, he got Len Dawson right there on the on the.
I did hang a couple of things today.
Yeah. So what went up on the wall? Is that
I gotta see that.
So,
is that the
man, that looks good,
war,
man.
Is that the war paint cover?
No, that's the Sports Illustrated cover of. I'll have to take a picture of it in the break, and I'll put it up there. But basically, it's the two Sports Illustrated covers from the 1969 season at the Jets, and obviously winning the Super Bowl. And in the middle is the actual album that was recorded from the broadcast. And so I had that. I found that album about 6 months ago, and actually Emily found it. And I thought, well, where the heck did I get that? Where is that from? And so I took it to my framer, and she put that together. So and when we go off screen, I'll take a quick picture and we can put it up there. But yeah, that was it was who was the broadcaster? I'm going blank. Bill Grisby. It was Cheryl Hendrick. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but I think. So
Kirk Gowdy called everything back in the day. It seemed like
I got a Kirk Gowdy thing signed too. Kirk Gowdy was the best. Kirk Gowdy was the greatest broadcaster of all time when it came to covering AFL games, NFL games in the 60s and the 70s. That voice. What's that?
Kurt did everything
way before.
He did baseball, football. Might even have done some basketball. I don't remember, but
he did
for sure.
He did NCAA basketball.
So is he the greatest of all time, or he was just the greatest in that?
In my book,
well, he was a play-by-play guy. Madden was the color. So
he is a play-by-play guy.
Man, Madden was the greatest, man.
Nobody broadcast a game. I'll put him over Al Michaels, and I'll probably
over Al Michaels.
I'll probably put Al number 2.
Wow.
Because he called the greatest sporting event I ever seen, which was the USA.
Dick Enberg was pretty good.
Dick was good. I met Dick a couple of times.
Vin Scully.
Yep.
Vin Scully. You got to put him in that Mount Rushmore, if you would.
Yeah. Howard Cosell. I mean,
yeah, man.
Yeah. I'll next week I'll show the little montage of the greatest broadcasters of my youth.
Man, that's a good one. Who is the greatest broadcaster of all time? Me, I gotta go with my boy Madden. Madden got me playing Madden.
Yeah, your generation, yeah, but back in the day, you got to remember.
Strong generation now.
You got to remember, back in the day, there weren't the personalities. They had personalities, but they weren't lifelike. They just got the job done and called the game in a way that you just sat there and, you're sitting in a bar watching the game, and that's exactly how it was. It wasn't as animated. It was just direct, and some of the verbiage they used and the way they paraphrased certain plays and just the style of how they called a game. It was just
the guys that were doing radio. I mean, they're painting a picture. They're trying to put you in the stadium while you're listening to the game on the radio. So that's why I think a lot of the baseball guys or the great storytellers, because you've got a little bit more time in baseball.
Yep.
So guys like Scully and Kurt Gowdy, and I'm sure there's many other like local guys in every major league city. But when I first started watching, typically the 4:00 Chiefs games here was Kurt Gowdy and Al DeRogatis.
Yeah.
And I think Al may have played for the Raiders at some point, but I had no idea he was a former player.
Right.
Being as young as I was. But that was the voice of the late window in the NFL.
The frozen tundra. Who said that? The frozen tundra. Like that was, to me, was classic. Who said that line?
I don't know if anybody actually did. I mean, that's like one of those urban legends. Facenda may have mentioned it, like on an NFL
I think he probably did.
Yeah.
Would you include him? Because he really wasn't a broadcaster.
I wish.
In terms of narrating football movies, that voice.
Oh, okay, good one.
Narrate.
Okay,
is unparalleled.
That's not what I heard.
That's a signature. Beautiful. That's a signature I'm still missing.
That's
on my bucket list.
Frozen tundra.
That's just chills every time you hear NFL films, and he's he doesn't really have an English accent. I don't know what the hell the accent
no, he's
is.
From he was from Boston.
No, he's from Philadelphia. The guy, because what's his name? Who were the guys? The father and son that had NFL films.
Dirty Bird Dre.
Sable.
Whatever.
Ed and Steve Sable.
Ed and Steve Sable. So that I think they hired him because he was, I don't know if he was doing radio somewhere near Philadelphia.
He was Philadelphia. That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, and they're playing classical music in the background.
Yeah.
And then even though it was about the Raiders, still chills every time, Steve Sable wrote the poem, The Autumn Wind.
The Autumn Wind.
And the autumn wind is a Raider. I mean, you hear that. Forget about
it's chilling.
It's pretty awesome.
I actually have that album. I have an album of that. Hey, I want to get to Kareem because this is actually pretty good. The story about Howard Cosell in Kansas City. So basically, Howard Cosell and they were calling the playoff game, I think in 1980 in Kansas City with Al Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on the plaza and they're in a limousine. And Cosell tells the driver to stop the car.
Royals, not Chiefs.
Royals. Can't say Royals. Can't say Royals. Sorry. Can't say Royals.
You good.
So he tells the driver to stop the car. He gets out. There are two guys just beating each other up. And Howard starts calling it like a fight. Like he's calling Muhammad Ali and Frazier. And he finally got him to stop and calm down. And he settled them down. They went their separate ways. He gets back in the car. And Al Michaels has told this story multiple times. But Howard was just he was the best. He owned. He had the personality and the ego.
Different guys. He was an attorney, a writer, and then somebody got, I think it was Rune Arledge or whoever, came up with the idea of Monday Night Football.
Wide World of Sports,
to just, because originally I think it was Keith Jackson was the lead play-by-play guy.
Right.
And perhaps was Gifford with them doing the color?
Yeah, it was Gifford and Howard, and then Keith Jackson moved on.
And Keith and Howard kind of weren't very tight or really butted heads, I guess, a lot because Howard was Howard. And so anyway.
We need to put them old, instead of having the old school player, we need to put the old school announcers on Madden. Like use some AIs, get the old school announcers. That would be great to see the old school announcers on Madden.
I wish they would do it. I mean, I think that would be brilliant. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
you wonder how would they have to go to the estate or the families to get the name, to pay them.
Probably, but I don't think anybody.
But don't the NFL own that? Likeness? Don't the NFL own all of that though?
Own what?
No, they don't. They don't own the personalities. But yeah, they would have to. I would think every one of the family members would do it in a heartbeat.
Oh wow!
Hey, if they were going to get cash.
Should. Yeah, sure. I tell you what, a lot of old school football players would love to play the game though. If that game was a special edition that had all the old school announcers calling the game, people will play it just because they want to hear their voice.
You'd have to be some sort of computer genius to figure out how to do that.
They do it now. Have you seen that new Billy Joel video that they put together? Mm-hmm. And they basically cropped his face from every decade as a superstar. Because he just recently wrote a brand new song for the first time in 15 years.
Yeah.
Oh my! I could not believe what I was watching. So if they can do that, they could put Kirk Dowdy's face up there.
Well, yeah. Hell, they brought Harold Ramis back into Ghostbusters as a freaking hologram.
Yeah, that was.
Let's go ahead and get into some of this comments before we get into.
All right, let's do this. So.
We're talking about football today, Hans?
We may do that a little bit. Kareem commenting about Nick singing R. Kelly. I'm not sure what happened yet. I guarantee
I would pay to see that.
Ken spoils the John Harrison, the first person calling the game, definitely before Madden was Danny Don Meredith.
He was up there.
Was it John Robinson who used to do college bowl? John did it for a while. Of course, going back to the Howard story, funniest thing, he was the man. And then Kareem's big fan of Mitch Holthus. I think we're all fans of Mitch Holthus. I mean, what he's done for 3 decades is quite remarkable. Taking over for Kevin Harlan, and he's done a terrific job. He's a good dude.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. We need to bring that back.
He's too young for the conversation. Is all.
Yeah,
man. I want the old school. I want the old school.
Which one? I think it's Kalen Harden. They call the was it a Miami and Patriots game and the Chiefs game at the same time?
It was Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan, yeah, back in 2019. It's probably the best minute and a half segment.
I think he's got to be up there with everybody else because he does baseball, he does basketball.
Now for sure.
Yeah, he was broadcasting KU games in college and doing
he's too young. He's too young to be with the guys that we mentioned. You know, he's one of the best ever.
Listen, ain't nothing like John Madden, man. I get it. Ain't nothing like John Madden. That voice, man. He taught me a lot about football.
Yeah.
Boom. Like he just breaks down the plays. He breaks down everything fundamentally. Like I learned so much from John Madden. Listen to him call like Thanksgiving games and the Super Bowl. The last Super Bowl I heard him talk, last Super Bowl was my Cardinals and the Steelers. And John Madden was calling that game too, man. Like, I'm mad we lost. But to me, to hear his voice in that game was great. It was great for me.
Yeah.
So did you put Romo up in that conversation?
I like Tony Romo. I don't know who.
He just knows too damn much, man.
I think you have to separate the play-by-play and the color guys. To try to put that, it's like apples and oranges. So
I think Tony Romo, he calls a good game. Yeah, he's okay.
Romo, I think he came busted on the scene, was like this novelty of like kind of predicting plays and so forth. And I think it's worn off a little bit. I actually almost cannot stand watching he and Nance do Chiefs games. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but like the last 2 years, it just.
It's me too, Lou. I'm like that too.
They're going for the screenplay right here.
I'm just not feeling it anymore.
He said they're going for the screenplay. It's going to Hardman on this side right here. If they look at the coverage, you see him going to that side. Like, why are you calling the game, bro? And then boom, it happens.
Yeah.
Like, why are you calling the shit? Like, stop doing that. It makes me upset because
he did that. He did that in the game with the Chiefs and the Patriots.
I'm not upset about that. It's just the stuff where they try too hard to be funny. It's almost like they're trying to top themselves.
So lack of personality in Romo.
And no. Personality's fine, but I think they just try a little too hard to be.
You ain't got it. Don't say it. You
and funny and whatever.
Yeah,
but
you ain't got it.
If you guys got a chance to see Brady on with Colin Cowherd the other day,
I seen that.
Anytime you get to hear him talk. You can think whatever you want about Brady and his personality and his lifestyle and whatever. But I tell you what, I think fans, it might take a while, but what you're saying about Romo, multiply that by about 10 with Brady in terms of learning what the quarterback is looking at when he walks
Brady's
the line.
The gift of the game, right? He's the gift of the game,
different strategies and so forth, and just having come through 20 years, in New England, obviously, Belichick and McDaniel, and he mentioned Dante Scarnecchia, the offensive line coach, and all they coach Charlie Weiss. I mean, coach after coach after coach. Brady's probably he's forgotten more football than most of us will ever know.
Yeah.
So if he can kind of capsulize that quickly during broadcasts, he's going to be lights out.
Kareem said Brady will be a snore on the mic. And so Kareem, we think he's going to be boring. I like it. I like to learn.
It depends. It depends on what you look for.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a character or somebody that's just going to like do crazy stuff, it ain't going to happen. But if you like really want to understand what's happening on the field, you're not going to get a better guy in there. I mean,
yes, you will. You get Peyton Manning out there. Put Peyton behind him.
You know who I love to have. You know who I love to have call an NFL game.
Who's that?
It's Snoop Dogg. I have Snoop
Dogg.
There you go. All right.
Better have an open window.
No, because when he called that
clowning.
No, he called his baseball game. I was like, dang, I was interested in watching. I was just sitting there watching. I was like, oh man, it was funny.
So basically, what you're saying, Bo, what you're saying is this: you gotta be fun, you gotta be entertaining to make people enjoy the game. Also, just enjoy the whole ordeal.
Just like wrestling, right? You watch wrestling, they make it. The announcers
100%.
make it entertaining. So
JR is the greatest to do it. JR is the greatest announcer in wrestling. Period.
So
Without JR and Jerry the King Lawler,
enough of it.
I'm not watching that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't watch enough of it. Hey, I want to go back really quick before we get into the topic of the day. Speaking, Lou pointed out some of the things that John Facenda came up with, and this is actually one of my favorites.
Okay, come on.
Lombardi, a certain magic still lingers in the very name. It speaks of duels in the snow, in November mud. I mean, seriously.
Damn,
John wrote a lot of that stuff.
You put some spunk behind that, then you.
Dude, that's my DNA. That is my John was. He's part of my DNA. Absolutely. I wouldn't trade the Super Bowls for the last 5 years, but I would trade going back to that era of broadcasting and those voices.
Man,
can you imagine them calling Patrick Mahomes today? Oh my! Can you imagine what John Facenda could say in summarizing Patrick Mahomes?
Him up real quick. I'm about to look him up, man. Check him out.
The only thing is, Nick, with the microwave society that we live in and instant highlights, those films kind of lose their luster. Where between Monday night, between like late Monday night to Saturday, you really didn't see anything regarding the NFL, and little news stories here and there. Where now, hell, we have a show talking about this stuff. But it's just, everything is so quick. But that was just more of a, hey, let it bake inside the NFL Sunday morning, whatever, and you would just watch. They would just get you so fired up for the rest of the day. That was just tremendous.
Man, listen,
I still say Snoop Dogg, put him out there.
There you go. Put Snoop out there. Listen. I like people. I like Eli and Peyton because they brothers. And it's entertaining to me. It's like, because I go back and forth with my brother, man. So because they throw shots at each other back and forth, man. So I get a kick out of that, man. I think Eli and Peyton are great, man. It's called
two of the
dorkiest guys on the planet.
Travis retires,
it can't help but be funny,
man. Because like it's egos on that team. Because Peyton Manning's still kind of upset that Eli got a ring first, right? I think Eli got the ring first, so I think Peyton was still kind of sour.
He's upset that a lot of people say that he was a better Super Bowl quarterback than Peyton was.
Yeah. He is.
I agree.
Eli is. Eli
he beat the Patriots. He stopped the undefeated season, even though it was a throw that he threw up as kind of a semi-Hail Mary.
That was a thing of beauty. That was a thing of beauty.
What's that, Hense?
I said he's not no better quarterback than Peyton Manning.
In the big games, why not?
I think in the big games. Yeah.
No, big game Eli is different. Peyton Manning has never been in them type of games yet. Like, not saying like he has. I'm just saying like
might be missing a few games or maybe 20 games.
Some of them,
when they were in the same division as the Patriots and they were playing each other twice a year. That was a little different, right? Again, I mean, we went back to this on Factor Cap once with Eli versus Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Eli had two signature games on the biggest stage, and he picked the exact right spot. But seriously, if you go back to his career, other than those two games and a couple of the playoff runs, it wasn't great. It really
when he had his moment, he knew what to do in it.
Right. Absolutely. Got to be regarded one of the, in terms of winning on the biggest stage. He did his thing. So
Eli
in terms of the body of work, I think.
It's not comparable.
You look at Plexico Burst, he only had Plexico Burst. That was it, and a bunch of good guys, a bunch of average receivers, and he made the best.
I mean, you didn't have like huge all-time receivers, but Amani Toomer was a good player.
He was pretty good.
So I'm saying pretty good.
Who was the tight end? Mark Bavaro.
Jeremy Shockey?
Bavaro played with Phil Simms.
I
think Eli had Shockey for a bit. They had drafted. That was his first team. Right. So I mean, he had weapons. The running backs. I mean, they're more of a running defensive team anyway. So I mean, it wasn't like this high flying offense.
Yeah. So again, go ahead, Bo.
with that said, let's get into the sponsor before we go on the other half.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's talk about my good friend again, Mr. Eric Hense with the Eric Hense Group. He is your trusted real estate advisor. He's my trusted real estate advisor. He's also one of my best friends. Listen, if you're looking to sell a house, if you're looking to buy a house, we say this 3-4 times a show. We talk about it. His face is splattered all over ChiefsBlitz.com. There's a reason for that, because we want to help good people who have helped us. And Eric has decided to come on as a sponsor very early on. And so we want to give back. He was great in helping myself and my wife, Emily, find a house. It was a long, tedious process. And when we get him on the show, we'll talk about it, because it was actually pretty entertaining at times. At the end of the day, you want someone who's going to get the job done. So please, if you're thinking about selling a house, or maybe you're driving in the street one day and you see this house, you say, man, I wonder if I can get that house, or wonder what it costs. Give Eric Hense a call at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct.
Hey,
so
real quick.
we everybody knows that Len Dawson was my hero growing up, and yesterday would have been his, I believe, 89th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known Lenny since I was 5 years old. He never said, don't call me Lenny, just call me Len. It was never Mr. Dawson, even when I was a kid. And when I started my writing career, ultimately at War Paint Illustrated, I got to spend 13 years of seeing him every week. We saw each other a lot in between that. But Lenny Dawson was my hero. And to answer Hense's question, he'll always be my number one quarterback for this franchise. And I love Patrick Mahomes, and no disrespect to Patrick, but in my heart, Lenny's number one. And I know Patrick's going to pass him this year in yardage to become number one. Obviously, that was going to happen the first time he became a starter. But Lenny was not a young man when he guided the Chiefs to Super Bowl IV. He was proud of that accomplishment. He had a lot to overcome that week when he was accused of gambling, and President Nixon basically told him not to worry about it. There are a lot of things that took place, but he and Hank Stram and Lamar Hunt carried this franchise, and then ultimately they brought more people together, and they brought the community together, and so many incredible memories. The parade back then in the day was just something to behold. It never really happened like anything like that in Kansas City, and it was all because Hank Stram coached this kid I believe at Purdue. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. Didn't play much. Got traded to the Cleveland Browns. Didn't play much. And in his I think he was 31 when he came to the Chiefs. And Lenny,
31.
I think it was 30 or 31 when he came to the Chiefs. I could be wrong. But at a very young age. And, he guided them to the AFL title, I think in 64, maybe it was 63. I can't remember when they moved from Dallas. But when you're able to be able to hang with somebody like that, to get to know them, to call them a friend, that doesn't happen a lot in today's era. Everybody's too guarded, but, we would go to Lenny's house and go swim in his football-shaped pool, and my parents were friends with him and his wife and their kids, and it was just a community, and everybody could go and just kind of be yourself. And he treated everybody the same. I never saw anybody treat people that kindly. And his autograph is the most beautiful autograph. It's so clean. It's so detailed. It's so perfect. And it didn't matter if there was one person wanting his autograph or 50 at any kind of event, he would sign them. He just felt like that was his responsibility, and he loved to do it. He loved to interact with people. He was obviously the sports anchor at Channel 9 for almost 40 years. But I think what he gave to Kansas City is just he gave of himself in so many ways. One of my collectibles that's a 101 flawless of the Super Bowl MVPs. I'll never part with it. I don't care how much money somebody throws at me. That's just one thing I will never get rid of, because he was a 1 of 1 in my book. And so, yesterday was his birthday again, 89. Just his offensive style, the things that Hank Stram did that basically created the kind of offenses that we see today, that Bill Walsh took, as a member of the staff and basically upgraded it. And then a lot of coaches, including Andy Reid in the West Coast system. So my heart will always be with Lenny Dawson. And I wish everybody could have seen him play the way he did and really understand his appreciation level that this town of Kansas City owes him and the franchise owes him, because he put him on the map. He did it with a bum knee, very similar to Mahomes' bum ankle, and
kneecap.
Special human being in my book, and will always be the greatest Chief of all time for me.
Modern medicine, baby.
Okay.
That's what
Modern.
Yeah, back then there was no modern medicine.
No, rub some dirt on it. Maybe some numbing agent.
Yeah. I don't know about numbing cream because Mahomes popped his knee back in place on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of numbing cream. That was a straight just adrenaline. Like he had the rush to. But again, but Lenny was a great player, an awesome player, an awesome news analyst too. I remember when I was little, I didn't know he played for the Chiefs. I thought he was just a great news analyst. Like that's always watch him. That's talent.
He's been inducted in the Hall of Fame as a broadcaster and as a player.
That's crazy.
When I started watching the Chiefs, I mean, it was near the end of his career, and to me, all the players were just like these superhumans, and they were going to play forever. Not realizing that most of those guys were a little bit older. Where I really got to know him was on Inside the NFL.
Wow.
On HBO.
Yeah, he made that show.
He and Nick Buonacani, the linebacker from the Boston Patriots and then the Miami Dolphins, who, I mean, they had a little bit of an on-field rivalry, I'm guessing. I mean, there was one Christmas Day game for sure that I remember. But the point is that he did such a great job on that show. And it was really before every show had to like beat you over the head to get you to watch. Or just do crazy stuff, a lot of screaming, giving outlandish comments just to get you to watch. And it was, again, a really nice way to learn the game because you're watching, a quarterback and a middle linebacker telling you about what's happening in the highlights. And I just thought, I mean, he did such a great job on that show and was with that show for so long and really, he's obviously been missed. And will continue to be missed.
Man, that's great. That's great. Man.
I first heard of Lanny and I back in the day when I used to listen to the Chiefs on the radio at my grandpa's house on the boat fishing. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I was a Viking fan, so my grandpa used to be.
Say it again. Say it again. You was a what fan?
A Vikings fan back.
Okay. I'm just saying. Let everybody on the show know he was a Viking fan first.
Be quiet, Jack. Yeah, let me tell my story.
Plant the seed.
Pretty good. He listen to him and Mitch on the radio, calling games back in the day on on 101 with the Fox. I think those two, 101 the Fox.
101 the Fox,
man.
But hey, if you want a Chiefs fan, if you want turning down the TV and just listen to those two on the radio while the TV is on and the radio is playing in the background. You got the game.
That's crazy.
That's how we used to watch the game back in the day. So
that's crazy because you was a Vikings fan. So I'm trying to figure out why would you even listen to the Chiefs and you was a Vikings fan? I'm just saying, man, we need day ones on this show, man. All right, my bad.
What do you do? What are you doing on a Chiefs show when you're a Cardinals fan, Coach? Come on.
Yeah.
I bleed red though, Lou.
We can all wear different hats. It's okay.
It's okay.
When I was younger, I was
the purple people leaders, man.
Who were the Vikings that you were watching? Like Randall Cunningham and Randy Moss and that crew, Chris Carter.
I didn't start watching because of Randy Moss. I started watching because Dante Culpepper. I used to like
Culpepper. Okay, sure.
Get your roll on. But you wasn't rolling with the Chiefs. I was rolling with the Chiefs when they had Joe Montana. All right, I'm
UCF.
day one. I'm day
You know,
one.
I was watching. I say, hey, I think of the Chiefs and the Vikings, man. I was like, I like that team. I was like the colors.
Hey, listen, Dirty Bird Dre. I like the name though, man. But listen, I bleed 2 blood types. I got a burgundy blood type and I got red blood type. I bleed red, man. I'm just saying.
I'm a Packers fan, so there you go. I mean, I grew up in Wisconsin.
I mean, besides Bo being a sellout when he was little, hey, you ain't the only one, man. You agree with Packers fan?
I wasn't selling out.
Okay, Luke. Everybody got their alternate teams. Luke, what's your alternate team, Luke? Come on now. You from Pittsburgh, in the Pittsburgh area?
No, I purposely went away from all the local teams because I couldn't deal with the fans in the area. I got to find my own team, and I did it. It was all. I think it was all in the same. Sense, man. All in the same year. I think it was like 8 years old, 71. Right. Lakers, Chiefs, Orioles in baseball, and the New York Rangers in hockey. And I never veered off of any of them. And that's it. I don't have it. In my mind, I cannot have an alternate team. This is my team. I can't play for somebody else. I play for this. I play for this team.
I want Bo to hear that.
So when you were young, team, I was young, sir. Yeah, learning football.
You still 8, 8
I was 8.
Right?
I was 8.
Yeah, it's all good.
Pretty young.
Nick says all good, but he bleeds Packers now. If the Chiefs
I grew up. Hey, listen,
the Chiefs drafted one person, and there was one person from Alabama, and that man was Derek Thomas. And
Derek Thomas is sweet, man.
I seen how he was coming off the edge. I was like, my grandpa was like, "Yeah, you see that young man?" No, I was like, "Yeah."
Neil Smith and Derek Thomas. Yes.
Then I switched over, and I've been a Chiefs fans ever since.
There you go.
Were you even born then, Hense?
Yeah.
What year? No, seriously, what year were you born?
1986.
Oh, okay. 86. So they would have put you like at 3.
That's 6 years later than I graduated from high school.
I mean, well, when you
DT's class was 89, right? I mean, that was like one of the greatest draft classes. I mean, at the top of the draft.
No, LT came in the early 80s, didn't he?
Yeah, it was much earlier than that. Yeah.
LT, my guy, though. But again, I'm just saying, Bo.
Carolina Blue.
You wanna roll? You using to dancing and kicking it. No, I get that. There's no wrong with it. You know what's crazy though? I'm gonna tell you a story about me and my Cardinals though.
Randy Moss, what's his name? Chris Carter.
Chris Carter was dope. Chris Carter was dope.
You couldn't stop that offense, man.
Yes, they did. Somebody stopped them.
Yeah, that was one of the most amazing things I ever saw was in the playoff game against Atlanta. And Gary Anderson, who seemed like never misses a kick, or he never did when he played for the Steelers. Indoors. Not exactly a chip shot, but certainly for him was a pretty easy field goal, and he just yanked it.
Oh my God, that hurt.
Pulled a Buffalo Bill.
Hey, do you know what's crazy, guys, about the NFL? The field goals, I get the quarterbacks and the other players, but the kicker is the most important guy on that field.
Yeah, Dirty Bird Drake.
Dirty Bird Dre's my new name now. I like that. Dirty Bird Dre, man. Listen though,
they're only the most important when you need them to kick the winning field goal. Other than that,
I'm paying big money for a big kicker. All right, but listen though, Lou, real quick, Lou. I felt the same way because I was surrounded by a bunch of bandwagons for the Chiefs, right? Everybody liked the Chiefs and they was winning. They were 13-0. It was so many people. I said, let me find me an alternate team to get away from this nonsense. I said that's why I became a Cardinals fan because of that.
You came a Cardinals. You told me you came a Cardinals fan because they lost to the Colts.
No. I like underdogs, and the Cardinals was to me. Everybody didn't like the Cardinals because they suck. And so I was like, let me play with the Cardinals on Madden, and I beat Jason. I finally beat Jason for the first time. Everybody in the house can beat my cousin. I beat him. So ever since that day, I became a Cardinal fan. Then on top of that, I got tired of these bandwagons. People jumping on the Chiefs bandwagon. I got so irritated with it. I said, you know what?
I think we should certainly get Jason on the show. We need to hear his side of the story of that game.
Nice. That's late night after that. That'll be after hours for that show.
What was in his cup?
Man, he was a big he just loved football.
So Nick was a Green Bay Packers fan. I was a Vikings fan, and Dre said he was a Chiefs fan. Who knows?
Hey, who knows? I like the Raiders. I like the Raiders back in the day too.
And Lou said he was a Chiefs fan since 8 or 9, but who knows? It could be fact or cap. So it's time.
That's right. Hey, let's get some football talk on this football show.
Come on, Hensley. Hensley.
Break up the band.
What's the broadcaster name? Hensley.
Let's our tribute to Red
graphic.
Fox and DeMond Wilson, Sanford and Son. Let's go.
Oh, you want that one? Okay,
turn it up. Turn it up, baby.
Turn it up, man.
I'll bring that. Go ahead and talk about the game.
Play it like you play your other songs.
Man. Put some love on the song, sir.
All right, gang. So we're gonna do our little exercise here on Fridays. It's called Fact or Cap. I'm gonna read a statement. Should be fairly timely. I think it's pretty much all football today, which is a big shock, but it's going to be mostly football. Today. So,
all right, let's have it.
We have what we've seen in the offseason regarding the Chiefs now. They bring in, pound for pound, the greatest wide receiver that's ever played in Hollywood Brown. They bring in the fastest human on the planet in Xavier Worthy. They draft Hall of Famer Jared Wiley at tight end. The statement is the Chiefs have fixed the passing offense. Fact or cap?
I would say fact. I would say fact because a lot of people gonna think I'm gonna say, this person, Hollywood, that person. But again, it's Wiley, man. The dude is 6'8". I'll probably put him in a Hall of Fame.
You did.
But again, I gave the man the golden jacket. I feel like this is Travis Kelce's replacement.
If the Chiefs get that lucky and that fortunate to have
a lot of people going to get tired of that number 12 going down the field at that 4. Was it a 5, 4.6 speed, I think.
That ain't no Brody Croyle, number 12, that's for
What's
sure.
What's he doing wearing 12? Anyway.
I say
cap. That's number 12. And I'm getting that jersey. I
say cap.
Cap. Okay. All right, explain yourself.
You want to know why? Y'all want to know why I say
we
cap?
Do.
I say cap?
We do.
Because you got to protect Mahomes. You got to protect Mahomes first. You protect Mahomes first, and then we'll see. It ain't about the receivers they get. It's about you protect your money. Until you protect your money, it's not going to be the same type of offense. I don't know.
Right.
Protect Mahomes first, then we can have this conversation. But to me,
what do you got, Nick? What do you got?
Oh, I'd say fact. I mean, I'm not putting these guys in the Hall of Fame or anything like that. But I think that you added 2 speed guys. You added another tight end to play opposite Kelce and for Mahomes. So for me, definitely fact, because I think this football team offensively, before they've taken a single snap, is in a better position today than they were when they won the Super Bowl 58, in my opinion. Just because of the potential, what they've done, even bringing Hardman back. Rashee Rice has looked amazing year 2. He doesn't seem to have the sophomore slump, at least on the field, off the field. Well, it's another matter entirely, and hopefully that gets sorted out. But I think this offense right now has the potential to be one of the best in the Patrick Mahomes era if all the pieces fall in place and the Rice suspension is not that long.
Yes, a lot of ifs, a lot of potential.
Yes.
Obviously, I brought some sarcasm early. Hollywood Brown is a really good player, and I think he's done everything the right way since he was signed, and probably beyond any expectations that anybody had for him.
All that look good. All that look good. And, hey, how thick is that fence? Is it a Walmart fence? Or the Chiefs? Or they're blocking? Is it Walmart or is it Lowe's? We don't know yet. So I'm saying. So if we're talking Walmart, no. Lowe's, yes.
So from a weapons standpoint, again, it's all on paper, but it does certainly look a lot better than last year's product. Yeah. So again,
I agree.
If these guys do it, I'm going fact. I believe that whether it's Kingsley or Wanye or why not David Bakhtiari?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. That's a big possibility.
Kareem said Home Depot.
playing left tackle for the Chiefs. So I do believe that, if it actually needed fixing, it's been fixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've all everybody has been seeing the escalating salaries being doled out, primarily to wide receivers, and you're seeing it obviously in the quarterback market. Here's the statement. The Jags made the right deal signing Trevor Lawrence. 5 years, $275 million, $200 million guaranteed, the third most all time. Hence,
that is cap. It ain't that didn't make the right decision. I feel like you paying that man, the beach guy, to go out here to throw cream pies. To throw cream pies and at the wide receivers while they wide open. Hey, if it wasn't for the Chargers meltdown, he would have been irrelevant. You know what I mean? He threw a lot of interceptions in that one game. So I would say cap.
I would say that's a good question though. Because to be honest with you, Blake Bortles was horrible. Compared to Trevor Lawrence, that got championship experience and have the pedigree, he still took them guys to the playoffs and went almost deep into the playoffs.
They should have beat the Patriots that day.
Yeah, they should have beat them. Right.
They had them.
They did.
Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles to me he was good because of Fournette. But at the same time, right now with Trevor Lawrence, I would say from a franchise standpoint, that's a good move because he's still a good quarterback. He's not bad. He's definitely not bad. He just got to get better weapons. And remember, really wasn't playing up to his potential anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I say good call. Hey, take care of your franchise guy. I say good call.
No, I think it's a terrible move. I think signing two is going to be a terrible move. I don't think either one of these guys are going to win you an AFC Championship game or get you to the Super Bowl. And to pay him that kind of money and give him that kind of guarantee.
Fabio.
How much is that?
Fabio. Call him Fabio.
The old Spice guy.
I love it. Yeah. It's like those romance novels.
Hey, he got it though. Hey, Fabio was him. But no,
listen, I think Trevor Lawrence was a great college quarterback, and had the college football system not been the place, maybe when he was hotter coming out, but I just don't see it. They can put everything they want around him. I just don't see him being the guy that's gonna be able to lead him to the promised land. But again, I mean, I'm spoiled because of Patrick Mahomes, but you just don't pay. I think you would be better off signing a bunch more glue guys to your football team than you would be to pay Trevor Lawrence that kind of money, because he has not shown anything that he can be a number one, top 5, even a top 10 quarterback, other than the year he got hot, when he faced the Chiefs in the postseason. Those previous 8 games, he was on fire. But
is he
in crunch time, he threw 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter.
Is he better than Lamar Jackson, Nick?
Oh yeah, he's better than Lamar Jackson from a pure passing. No. Hold on.
From a pure passing standpoint.
From a pure passing standpoint, yes. Okay. I would have paid Lamar before I would have paid Trevor Lawrence, no question.
Okay. All right. In my estimation, this is definitely fact. A bunch of different reasons. One, if you look at the Jacksonville franchise, it's outside of Green Bay, the smallest market in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence is the star on that team. Without him, you can find all the glue guys you want. They're not selling any more tickets. They're already playing 2 games in London. They're probably going to play a few more during the years when the stadium is being redone. And again, the other part of this is an extension. This contract doesn't kick in for another 2 years. The quarterback market 2 years from now, this is going to look like a bargain. So regardless of just seeing these huge numbers, it looks like, oh my God, he hasn't done anything, whatever. It's the price of poker today, guys.
Yeah, it is.
And you're either in the game or you're not. And the only thing they have going for that franchise is Trevor Lawrence. So you got to pay him. You got to make this move. Okay. We're gonna stay on this track, and maybe the conversation stays the same. But here's one thing that's been going around. supposedly, and I'm sure that this makes sense because, Florio's always looking for these things. And I was thinking about it too, about a week ago, is the owners, do you think that they will be looking to start capping the salaries because they're just going to continue to go up?
Yeah.
And where does it end? I don't know if you guys recall, but before, maybe 1 or 2 CBAs ago, before they introduced the rookie wage scale, you had guys like Matthew Stafford, Sam Bradford came into the NFL as number 1 picks, as top 5 paid quarterbacks in the league, haven't taken a snap.
Yeah.
So again, they jump in. So what I'm saying is that, and I guess they can negotiate this. They're looking for an 18th game from the players. Is that going to come into is this going to come into play as well? I don't know. But the slotted contracts became a thing.
Right.
And that was owner generated. So the statement reads, there will be a quarterback salary cap in the near future. Quarterback specific. I'm thinking like as a percentage of the cap, and say that's as high as you can go, but we'll see.
I don't think that's the position they need to do that with. I think it's the wide receiver, but that's just me. The franchise quarterbacks are going to make their money. That's never going to change. And if you do it for the quarterbacks, then you're going to have to do it for the wide receivers, and you're going to have to do it for the top corner. I don't think
and
that's
the punters
enough.
too, and the punters and kickers too.
The NFLPA can't stop the 18-game regular season. They can try, but they can't stop it because it's already built into the last CBA. Now the concessions would be, having more guys dress probably closer to 55, increasing the practice squad, guaranteed 2 bye weeks each year. But they also want to have at least every team play on foreign soil at one point during the regular season. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I don't see the NFL owners getting enough votes to make that happen.
I think the owners can make it happen. It's just I don't think the NFLPA is ever going to go for it.
I don't think they'll go for it. But I don't think they could get owners. I don't think they get enough owners to do it.
I think the more owners would do it because all they want to do is keep. They want salary control.
It depends how it's written. It means if they write it to where they have to spend the maximum cap amount.
No, they don't have to spend it. That would be the cap. You don't have to spend that much.
I understand.
But now, honestly,
what do you got?
The more they expand, Okay, Hensley.
That's only when he's the music conductor. Easy,
Hey, Lou, it's in my spirit now, man. Hensley, I like that.
But I would go cap because I think that the NFL is not going to have a salary cap in a couple of years, because if they getting these deals with Amazon, Prime, Netflix, and all these streaming platforms, I feel like the NBA is going to go more towards what basketball is doing and baseball is doing, and the players are just going to get these max contracts. Then you're going to have these massive teams, where all these star players is on one team and
that's probably that. If there is the who killed the golden goose, it would be that. Yeah, because you would have, like you said, there'd be like 4 or 5 good teams that have all the money. Jerry Jones, the owners that have the most money, and I don't think they'll ever go to that because of what baseball is right now. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like in a couple of years, maybe 5 years from now, you probably see that it leaning more this way.
The new collective bargaining agreement will be up in 5 more years. So.
Let's go, Coach. What do you got?
Man, let's talk about paying off these punters, man. These punters and kickers. They don't want to need the max contracts.
We're talking about quarterbacks.
We're talking about quarterbacks.
I'm just saying, we're talking about money and giving people big money.
Dime a dozen.
All right, Lou, dime a dozen. All right. Act like these kickers ain't special. But no, I agree. Like, the more the NFL expands, though, the more they expand and going overseas and whatnot and bring revenue, it's gonna always go up. Yeah. They're making crazy money right now. They're making crazy money. So
yeah, this is what the owners would want. Anytime they can control their controllables and being greedy guys that they are, they're just whatever greed, they can keep more money in their pockets, they're going to do it. So I don't think this is going to happen. It seems like obviously something that they really want to do, but the players, I don't know what sort of concessions they'd have to give the NFLPA in order for them to go for this, but the numbers are just going to keep getting bigger.
Yeah, all right, they are.
So I got another one if you want it.
All right, I got breaking news. So you want to do the breaking news first?
Go.
Let's break the news.
All right,
break the news.
Kansas Governor Laura Kelly has signed the legislation Friday enabling the state to lure the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs and Major League Baseball's Royals away from neighboring Missouri by helping the teams pay for the stadium. The measure signed today takes effect July 1st. Will allow bonds to cover 70% of the new stadium costs. Kansas would have 30 years to pay them off from revenues from sports gambling, state lottery ticket sales, new sales, alcohol taxes generated in the area for each proposed stadium. So no taxpayer money. Basically, if you buy alcohol, you play the lottery, you gamble, that's where the excess tax is going to go. And at some point, the bill will come due, and somebody else will pay for it, probably at that point. It's very similar to how they built the entire Legends project anyway. That's kind of how they did it. They've expanded the bonds from 50 to 70%, which means the Chiefs and or the Royals would only have to put up 30% of the cost. So if it's a $3 billion stadium, the Chiefs would have to come up with $1 billion. For the Royals, if it's a $2.5 billion, you only have to come up with $750 million, which is far less than the $1.3 billion that they've been. But it's sick money, but
it is the perfect storm. And
that's
what I said on Wednesday is that this is it. Opportunity is knocking.
Hey, go for it.
This won't be fast. This won't be a long process.
They're going to answer the door. Say hello. We're here.
Yeah.
Hey, Dre, coach is coming. I'm coming down there. Look, listen,
John Harrison. John Harrison. We agree. Yeah, the cap is going to continue to go up, but as a percentage of the cap, obviously the dollar figures, if you're taking 20% for the quarterback, will continue to go up as well. It's just a way to kind of keep it cost controlled for the position. Certainly, everybody's going to make more money the more money that's generated. All right, last one.
All right, let's do it.
Given everything we just said, this will be Dak's last season in Dallas.
Fact.
I hope it's facts, man. Come on, I hope it's facts, bro.
I say Dak Prescott will be a Cardinal next year.
Man, go on with that. That's
he'll play for the Raiders.
Go on with the nonsense, bro.
He'll be the
he probably be with the Raiders and stuff.
He'll be the Las Vegas Raiders, but
he's going to the Rams.
I feel like Dallas, but I'm gonna say Cap. I was just messing with y'all. Cap. I feel like Jerry Jones loved Prescott, and I feel like they're gonna get a deal done. And Prescott gonna be there. It don't matter what the fans say.
It don't matter what the fans say. Man, we're not gonna buy this man.
I'm talking about before with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones' world. It's not the fans'
and
world.
that's why they're not winning. That's why they're not winning.
Again, so I feel like he got a relationship with Dak Prescott, and I feel like he will be a Cowboy.
Ain't that
Coach,
sweet? Ain't that
give it up,
sweet?
Coach?
I'm just
Ain't
saying.
that sweet? No, you know what? Honestly, no. Bo is right in a sense because it's love, man. It's a bromance, man. It's that bromance. He got a thing with Dak, and Dak had little expectations for the last couple of seasons. He been banged up. He didn't blew off. I'm like he didn't threw the game away. Man, he let some young dog outshine him in the playoffs, man. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, you know. How bad I want to say, you know what? He's staying with Dallas, man. He's staying with Dallas.
He'll be a Las Vegas Raider.
You're saying Cap, Nick.
Las Vegas Raiders starting quarterback in 2025.
Over Miscue?
I guess the only question I would have, to the guys that say that it's a broma, everything else is like, why is Jerry waiting? Because the price is only going higher.
Because he's not going to sign him.
Dak has pushed them into a corner now because the contract says he cannot be franchised. He's got a no trade clause, and it's like he's got him over a barrel. And because of the way the money's going, say what you will about him in the playoffs, he's still maybe a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Right,
if he becomes a free agent, he's going to command a lot of money.
Yep.
Right? Somebody's going to pay him.
So I think because he's kind of got them backed into a corner, and again,
I agree, Ruben.
I can't explain it, but I'm going to say cap. I'm going to say cap. I can't explain it because I don't know what Jerry's waiting for. You'd think they would have had a deal done by now. So anyway, that's it for today, boys.
Hold on.
Cap.
I got one. Fact or cap? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to take over the game. I would throw this one in there.
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Dick Vermeil offense versus the Andy Reid offense.
Dick Vermeil all day. I'm a Dick Vermeil guy. I'm gonna say, the question is Dick Vermeil offense better than Andy Reid's offense? I say yes. Dick Vermeil won with less. And he had the greatest offensive line, but with mediocre weapons.
I wouldn't say he had mediocre. He did not have mediocre weapons.
Tony Gonzalez to me was a guy. Okay, Tony Gonzalez, Priest Holmes. I got everybody else.
If you're talking
average.
St. Louis, yeah, okay.
No, I'm talking about far as like the Chiefs.
You got to look at his stint in St. Louis too.
Are we talking about like overall, like coach? Or are we
overall
talking about for the Chiefs?
Correct? Or are you talking about just Chiefs?
You talking about Chiefs or Hensley?
If it's Chiefs versus Chiefs,
hey,
I'm talking about Chiefs.
Hey, Lou, you got me started. Lou, you talking about Chiefs? Yeah, Andy, I got because the way Dick Vermeil talks to his players, man. Like Dante Hall was never been Dante Hall without Vermeil. Vermeil put love into these players, the passion he has for these players. That's why I'm a Dick Vermeil guy because he loves his players, man.
You say fact. So you saying fact?
Fact. Yeah.
Well, you put it in the form of a question, so it's hard to see. You're saying pick one or the other. Are you say the Dick Vermeil offense is better than Andy Reid's offense? Fact or cap?
Correct. Yeah. Which one?
Take your time, though. Take your time,
Lou. Are you
Lou.
asking me now?
Yeah.
I'm going. Well, again, I mean, specifically with the Chiefs. I mean, you're talking the roster, the playbook. I mean, I'm still rocking with Andy no matter what.
But 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, so it's really hard to say. I mean, in terms of running the ball, it was a thing of beauty.
Oh yeah, the offense.
That's championship football right there. Am I right, guys? Championship football.
If they couldn't have gotten out of their own way on defense,
theoretically, it never happened on the field. I mean, it never happened in real life.
Defense
sucked. That's what stopped Dick Vermeil, the defense. So anyway, go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, so both guys are going to score points, and it's going to come down to the other side of the ball. And he never really had the horses on the other side of the ball, so they couldn't win. They couldn't outscore teams. I mean, hell, that game against Peyton Manning, I don't know, was there like no punts
until the last.
They couldn't stop them. The Colts couldn't stop the Chiefs, and it was like.
Let's put some love on Trent Green too. Trent Green to me probably the most underrated quarterback in the whole Chiefs kingdom. Yep. Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes, nobody talking about Trent Green though. Trent Green was so damn efficient. He could make every throw, run when he has to run. But hey, ain't nobody talking about Trent, man. I'm just saying.
Trent was a really good player.
So which one you say, Nick?
I mean, I think the 3 Super Bowl rings speaks for itself. I think Andy, has Mahomes, which is a huge advantage. Right. He's got Kelsey, which is a huge advantage.
If they switch switch teams.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think what Dick Vermeil did for Tony Gonzalez was, put him in a different stratosphere. He finally got him a quarterback that could just get him the ball and knew what to do with it. And Priest Holmes, and my goodness, Holmes and Blaylock and Larry Johnson. I mean, that offensive line is the best offensive line. I'd probably still go with the Super Bowl 4 offensive line, but Tate, Waters, Wigman, Will Shields,
Rofe.
Come on, talk about it.
And Willie Rofe. Rofe was the baddest
man. Come on, talk about it.
Left tackle I've ever seen in my entire life.
He bullied
I
Ray
never
Lewis.
saw anybody pancake people not once, but twice on a single play. He was feared, and the guy could barely walk in the locker room because he was in so much pain. But I'm telling you, Willie Roaf was the baddest left tackle I have seen.
That was pretty special when they got him.
And I covered all of his time in Kansas City, and I'm in the press box, and I would focus on him and just watch what he did on certain plays. I mean, cornerbacks and linebackers were cowering, like doing this. Don't hit me,
man. That's crazy.
He made that offensive line. That was one of the better trades that Carl Peterson ever made.
Guys, listen though. He made Ray Lewis cry on the sidelines. Damn, the Baltimore Ravens. I can't do nothing with. I can't get to him. Like I never seen Ray Lewis cry, bro. He broke Ray Lewis' spirit.
That's one of my favorite Chiefs games. That's probably my top 10 Chiefs games of all time.
Broke his spirit. You hear me?
So Nick said he choosing Eddie Reed, and
I'll take the Super Bowl.
It's the rings for me. You know what I mean? So,
Dick Vermeil's offensive line all day.
Yeah, that offensive line was nasty. But speaking of one person that's can get it done, Eric Haynes. Before we close out,
let's talk about my good friend one more time, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. When we started Chiefs Blitz back in July of last year, he was the first phone call. He said, "What can I do to help my friend?" I said, "Hey, do you want to be a sponsor?" He said, "Absolutely." He signed on board immediately, and we're very thankful that he's given us his support. So in turn, after he did a kick-ass job delivering a house for myself and my wife, Emily, in a very tough environment and a very difficult process, he was there every step of the way. And that's what you need in a trusted real estate advisor. I say this on every show. I'm going to repeat it over and over and over again. If you're thinking about buying a house, or you're thinking about selling a house, just give him a call. Let him talk to you about the market conditions, what he reasonably thinks you might be able to get for the house, and what's your next move. Do you want to downsize? Do you want to upgrade? You need someone who understands the market, has a plethora of help around him, which he does, being part of the SunWest Real Estate Advisors team. He is a good dude, and I trust him, and you got to trust him too. So if you just have that inkling, you just want to get information, give Eric a call, 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com. And remember, if you buy or sell a house through Eric, I will personally give up one of my Len Dawson signature items.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. The fastest game on the internet.
Fastest growing game.
Come on,
man. You got the graphic there.
It is the Kareem show.
You have the graphic. You have the graphic there, Hense. I think
the Kareem game.
This speaks for itself.
Hey, Kareem, send us a headshot so we can throw you in on the logo.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. Put him on there, the top winner.
Champion.
Right,
the Kareem games. I goes go Kareem stayed there earlier. Well, it's my take. It's my turn. Shout out to Kareem, Ruben. I didn't see Trahan today. I ain't seen Trahan. My buddy John Harrison, man, what's going on? Let's see. Kareem and Ruben. Okay, there go John. Okay, we said John Harrison. Dang, Kareem and Ruben.
They're
hey, Kareem bringing it. But Kareem is the king of that game.
It's Friday.
The Kareem games. The Kareem game. But again, guys, appreciate it. Hey, don't forget to share our product. Share. We're trying to go nationwide, man. We've been touching on continents for the last couple months, man. All right.
Let's do it.
We're trying to hit Africa, Japan. You name it. We're trying to hit it.
Mango is in Germany right now, spreading the word,
spreading the love, man. He's spreading those juices. I'll tell you that.
Look at there it is, Nick.
There it is.
There it is. Love pictorial evidence that
you are the man. Love it. All right, awesome. All right, guys. Want to thank you very much for a wonderful week of shows. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back on Monday talking more stuff here at Four Guys in a Bar. And again, remember, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. The goal is 1,000 subscribers before the start of the regular season. If that happens, I will entertain you. Fair enough? That's all we're saying.
Hey, now.
Now, well, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
If you missed the show Wednesday, I talked about my rock and roll days. And these guys made me send them one of my songs, which I did. And I have agreed if we had 1,000 subscribers that I will do a live rendition of one of my original tunes and for everybody here.
It sounds like Coach Dre is going to be doing background.
You're going to do background vocals, and I believe Hense is going to do a video too. We're going to do a
we about to go
MTV
big
style video.
We about to go big,
for one
man.
of my songs. So
hey, Nick, come out here with the fluff, with the red, bring it back to Shaq, man. With the guitar
what hair I got, man.
So with that said, guys, we'll see you guys Monday.
All right, take care, guys.
Let's go.
All right, guys, we out.
Yep.